One day I saw this potter demonstrate his craft on television that had me mesmerized. It was magical, seeing a lump of clay turning and rising from the potter's hands. I was so inspired. The next day I rushed out to buy a bag of clay, instinctively mixed it with water, and started kneading and kneading. I guess until today, I'm still kneading clay. You might say I have this long-standing love affair with clay as a medium, and I wax romantic every time I describe it as a very sensuous medium. So wonderful to the touch and so good to be playful with. You become like a little child again when you work with clay. I'm not surprised that God chose it as his medium to fashion the figure of Adam and Eve, the very first sculpture ever. The book of Genesis tells us. I started the Cacti and the Hearts series, followed by the Georgia series, which were rather provocative and tacky in character. These series marked the beginning of the stirrings of the feminine or the feminist consciousness in me, which later in time became more ideologically refined and expository. I focused on women's issues like housework, equality, culture of dependence, empowerment, etc. The feminist art movement, which flourished in the 70s and 80s, was political in that it called for the equitable distribution and democratization of power and opportunity, in this case, between men and women. We certainly have seen the gains of the movement, albeit still far from becoming a world view. Its impetus continues, however, and expanded into many branches like health, government, spirituality, along with the larger, horrific, and seemingly insurmountable issues that beset our planet today. Wars, pestilence, the pandemic, the threat to nuclear and environmental devastation, drugs, killings, false news, and dictatorships. In midlife, I turned to biblical Christianity, which radically changed the tone and temper of my work. It didn't really contradict the feminist slant of my art making, and woman still remained at the heart of the sculptural works. How frustrating life must have been for women in times past when only the men were allowed to learn and practice the arts. These are the women who must have painted and sculpted or made music in secret and hid behind the names and the signatures of their fathers, their husbands, or their brothers, and were not permitted to reveal themselves in public. But unknown to many are accomplished women artists who became famous through sheer talent and sheer determination and who refused to be suppressed by society. I have in mind my favorite artist, Artemisia Gentileschi, who is well known for her painting of Judith cutting off the head of a hollow furnace. Her choice of subject matter betray her rebellious spirit, and I can imagine how she must have relished painting this painting. It is as if I am Artemisia Gentileschi. She didn't hide behind the cuffs of her father or the false wig of her husband. She just went ahead and did what she wanted to do. There is always a way of making obstacles work for oneself, of turning disadvantage to advantage, if one only believes hard enough in what one is doing and not lose sight of one's goals. The young artists today are quite talented, bold, and outspoken, and enjoy so much advantages that their predecessors never had. They have the internet and unlimited access to information and the support of a well-informed, well-educated art community. My hope is for them to wisely sift through this wealth of knowledge and information and to know and find the real, the genuine, the authentic thing that they are looking for. In reality, it's the search for oneself, I guess, to know and find oneself. That's what art is all about, I think.